Welcome, storytellers and adventurers, to Oracle Pinnacle. Today, we're peeling back the layers of time to explore the legends that shaped human history. From gods and heroes to tales of love, loss, and redemption, these stories have it all. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey into the heart of mythology. The power of storytelling. But there's more to it than just explaining the weather. Storytelling has always been about connection, about sharing our hopes, our fears, and the lessons we've learned. Take the myth of Prometheus. He gave humans fire, defying Zeus himself. Was it rebellion, compassion, maybe a bit of both? And think about the fire itself. It wasn't just a tool, it was a symbol of survival, progress, and knowledge. Prometheus wasn't just gifting fire, he was sparking human potential. The beauty of myths like this is how they layer meaning. On the surface, they're thrilling tales of gods and heroes. But look closer, and they're rich with metaphors. Prometheus defied authority to empower humanity. Isn't that the story of every innovator or rebel in history? Take it further. Prometheus's gift of fire wasn't just about survival. Fire became the foundation of civilization itself. It lit the first beacons of progress, allowing humanity to cook food, forge tools, and create art. Prometheus wasn't just a hero. He was a visionary, someone who saw the potential for humanity to rise above its limitations. And think about the cost of rebellion. Prometheus's punishment, being chained to a rock with an eagle devouring his liver daily, is a stark reminder that challenging the status quo often comes at a price. Yet his story resonates because it's a tale of sacrifice for the greater good. It's the ultimate symbol of resistance against oppression and the pursuit of enlightenment. So, when you think of Prometheus, don't just see a mythological figure. See the rebel, the innovator, and the dreamer who dared to defy the gods to give humanity the tools to thrive. And let's not forget the power of imagination. Myths were the original blockbusters. The Greeks had their epic sagas with gods like Zeus plotting schemes on Mount Olympus, their every action brimming with ambition, betrayal, and heroism. These weren't just stories. They were intricate dramas that painted a vivid picture of human desires and flaws. Imagine standing on the fields of Troy, hearing Achilles' battle cry, or seeing the cunning Odysseus devise his masterful Trojan horse. These myths weren't just told, they were felt. Meanwhile, the Norse legends were as gritty as they come. Warriors like Thor and Odin faced Ragnarok, the ultimate apocalyptic showdown where gods, giants, and humans clashed in a battle that would end the world as they knew it. But here's the twist. Ragnarok wasn't just about destruction. It was about renewal, a cycle of endings and beginnings, reminding us that even in the bleakest moments, hope endures. Ragnarok encapsulates the Norse belief in resilience and the inevitability of change. As the world burns and the gods fall, a new realm emerges from the ashes, symbolizing rebirth and continuity. Thor's fateful battle with the Midgard serpent, where both hero and beast perish, serves as a profound statement on sacrifice and the cost of duty. Similarly, Odin's pursuit of knowledge and his willingness to face his demise reflect the importance of wisdom, even in the face of inevitable loss. These stories were more than just myths. They were survival tools for people living in harsh environments, teaching them to endure hardship and find hope in renewal. Ragnarok reminds us that every ending carries the seeds of a new beginning, a powerful message that resonates across time and cultures. And the Egyptians, they had an underworld as complicated as a maze, filled with trials and dangers at every turn. Imagine Ra, the sun god, embarking on his nightly journey through the treacherous Duat, where he faced serpents of chaos, most notably the formidable Apep. Each night's battle wasn't just a cosmic fight, it was a fight for existence itself. If Ra failed, the sun wouldn't rise, plunging the world into eternal darkness. The stakes were as high as they could get, symbolizing the perpetual struggle between order and chaos. And let's not forget Anubis, the jackal-headed god of mummification and protector of the dead. His role in the heart-weighing ceremony was the ultimate test of morality. The deceased's heart was balanced against the feather of Mayat, representing truth and justice. A heart too heavy with sin was devoured by Ammit, the soul-eating demon, condemning the individual to oblivion. This ritual wasn't just about judgment. It was a profound metaphor for living a balanced and righteous life, with every action bearing eternal consequences. The Egyptians didn't just create myths. They crafted roadmaps for navigating the mysteries of life, death, and the universe itself. But here's the thing. These stories weren't just entertaining. They were packed with life lessons. How to face challenges, how to understand love and loss, and maybe even how to outsmart a few gods along the way. Drama, suspense, and a little divine intervention? Sounds like the perfect recipe for timeless tales. So, whether it's Zeus tossing thunderbolts, Thor smashing giants, or Ra lighting up the sky, myths are more than stories. They're windows into the soul of humanity. They show us what we feared, what we aspired to, and most importantly, who we are. These tales capture the human experience in ways that resonate across time. Think about it. What's more human than the fear of the unknown? The desire for justice, or the dream of overcoming impossible odds? Myths amplify these emotions. Zeus and his thunderbolts remind us of power, both its uses and its abuses. Thor and his hammer symbolize protection and the courage to fight for what matters. And Ra, tirelessly battling chaos, shows us the endless struggle to bring light into the darkness. But here's what really blows my mind. Myths don't just stay in the past. They evolve. They're retold, reimagined, and remixed for every generation. From Shakespeare's plays dripping with mythological themes to Marvel's Avengers tackling cosmic-level threats, these stories keep finding new ways to capture our imaginations. Think about it. Thor, who's smashing enemies in blockbuster movies today, was once the thunderous protector of Norse farmers centuries ago. Or take The Lion King. It's basically a retelling of the Egyptian story of Osiris, where the rightful heir overcomes betrayal and restores balance to the land. And we're not just borrowing names or symbols. We're channeling the heart of myth itself. Bravery, sacrifice, love, and redemption. These are universal themes that never go out of style. And then, there's the power of technology to bring these myths to life in ways our ancestors could never have dreamed. From epic CGI battles to immersive virtual reality experiences, we're not just telling these stories, we're living them. So the next time you pick up a fantasy novel, watch a superhero movie, or play an epic video game, remember, you're part of a tradition that stretches back thousands of years. Myth isn't just history, it's the story we're all still writing. Common themes in mythology. Let's talk themes. Creation myths, for starters. Every culture has its version of how the universe began. In Greek mythology, it all started with chaos, and I'm talking cosmic-level chaos, not your messy room. Out of chaos came Gaia, Mother Earth, who gave birth to the mountains, the oceans, and the sky. Pretty cool, right? But let's dig deeper. Chaos isn't just a void, it's a metaphor for potential. From nothingness came everything, a powerful reminder that even in moments of disarray, creation is possible. Gaia wasn't alone for long. Soon, Uranus, the sky, and Pontus, the sea, emerged, setting the stage for the epic tales to follow. This origin story doesn't just explain the physical world, it's a blueprint for understanding cycles of growth and transformation. Meanwhile, over in Norse mythology, the creation story unfolds with fire and ice clashing in the void of Ginnungagap. This collision didn't just create the giant Ymir and the first gods. It symbolizes the delicate balance between opposing forces. The Norse didn't see creation as peaceful. They saw it as a violent, dynamic process, a constant push and pull, much like life itself. Ymir, the first giant, is a central figure born from this elemental chaos. His body became the raw material for the creation of the world. His flesh formed the land, his blood the seas, his bones the mountains, and his skull the sky. This gruesome yet poetic imagery reflects the Norse perspective on transformation, that destruction and sacrifice are integral to creation. Even the gods themselves, such as Odin, Vili, and Ve, were born from this primordial chaos and played a direct role in shaping the world. Odin's later quest for wisdom, sacrificing his eye for knowledge, parallels the sacrifices made during creation, highlighting that enlightenment often comes at a cost. These myths are deeply rooted in the harsh realities of Norse life, where survival depended on a delicate balance between nature's fury and its bounty, echoing the interplay of fire and ice in Ginnungagap. And in Egypt, creation began with Atum, who emerged from the primordial waters of Nun. Atum's ability to create life from his own essence, sneezing or spitting out deities, illustrates a self-sustaining cycle of life. Atum didn't just create the physical world, he established the cosmic order. His first creations, Shu, air, and Tefnut, moisture, formed the foundation for the balance of life, signifying the interconnectedness of all things. This act of self-creation is a profound reflection of the Egyptians' belief in autonomy and the cyclical nature of existence. Unlike myths focused on conflict or duality, Atum's story emphasizes harmony and renewal. It's a fascinating contrast to other myths, showing how each culture interpreted the cosmos through its own lens, highlighting themes unique to their worldview, like the emphasis on stability, balance, and the eternal cycle of life and death. And every time we tell these stories, we're reminded that the universe and our role in it is something truly magical. These tales teach us that even in the darkest voids, there's potential for light and life, reminding us to find hope in our own moments of uncertainty. And then, there are hero myths. Whether it's Hercules facing the Nemean lion or Odysseus navigating his way home, these tales are all about courage, resilience, and maybe just a little hubris. Take Hercules, for instance. He's not just a hero, he's a symbol of overcoming seemingly impossible odds. Each of his 12 labors was a test of strength and ingenuity, from slaying the invulnerable Nemean lion to capturing the golden apples of the Hesperides. These tasks weren't just physical challenges, they were metaphorical battles against fear, doubt, and the human condition. And then, there's Odysseus. His journey wasn't just a long trek home. It was a masterclass in resilience, wit, and the power of human ingenuity. Battling the Cyclops wasn't just about brute strength. It was a lesson in strategy, as he blinded the giant with a sharpened stake and escaped by hiding under sheep. Resisting the Sirens wasn't just an adventure, it was a metaphor for staying focused on one's goals amidst tempting distractions. And outsmarting the suitors back in Ithaca? That wasn't just cleverness. It was the culmination of years of perseverance, patience, and unwavering faith in his mission to reclaim his home and family. Odysseus's story isn't just a tale of survival, it's a timeless reminder of the importance of resourcefulness and adaptability in the face of adversity. Each challenge he faced wasn't just an obstacle, it was an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more determined. His journey home wasn't just a physical voyage, it was a spiritual one, teaching us that true success comes from resilience, wisdom, and the courage to face the unknown. Hero myths aren't just action-packed stories, they're blueprints for personal growth. They remind us that every challenge we face, big or small, can be an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and maybe even legendary ourselves. And, of course, myths of love and redemption. Take Orpheus and Eurydice. Love so strong he literally walked into the underworld for her. Romantic? Absolutely. Heartbreaking? You bet. But it's more than just a love story. It's a tale of hope, loss, and the consequences of doubt. When Orpheus looked back, it wasn't just a glance. It was the weight of human insecurity in its purest form. What makes this myth even more compelling is how it touches on universal themes we all experience. The journey into the underworld is a metaphor for confronting our deepest fears. For Orpheus, it wasn't just about bravery, it was about faith. Faith in himself, in his love for Eurydice, and in the promise that she would follow him back to the light. That single glance backward wasn't just a mistake, it was the culmination of his inner struggle, a moment of vulnerability that sealed his fate. Exploring cultural diversity. What makes myths even cooler is how they reflect the cultures they come from. Take Norse mythology. It's all about strength, bravery, and preparing for the end of the world, Ragnarok. Their gods, like Odin and Thor, embody a warrior spirit, always ready to face their fate with courage. Ragnarok itself is a story of inevitable destruction but also renewal, showing that even in the darkest times, there's hope for a new beginning. Consider the dramatic imagery of Ragnarok. The sky turning black, the world consumed by fire, and the gods themselves falling in battle. It's not just a tale of endings, it's a reminder of cycles. How destruction often precedes creation. After the chaos, a new world emerges, fresh and full of potential. This speaks to the resilience of the Norse people who lived in harsh climates and often faced adversity. Their myths reflected their reality, offering both cautionary tales and glimmers of hope. Thor's bravery in facing the Midgard serpent, knowing it would cost him his life, exemplifies the idea of standing firm in the face of inevitable challenges. It's a powerful metaphor for perseverance and the importance of fulfilling one's duty, no matter the odds. Ragnarok isn't just about an apocalypse. It's about the courage to keep fighting, even when the outcome seems bleak. Compare that to Greek myths, which are a fascinating deep dive into human nature. Their gods are powerful but flawed, jealous, prideful, and sometimes downright petty. Zeus's many escapades reveal a leader's struggle to maintain control while wrestling with his own impulses. Achilles' rage during the Trojan War isn't just a display of unchecked anger. It's a lesson in the destructive power of ego and the need for reconciliation. These myths don't just expose flaws, they also showcase the capacity for growth and redemption. Odysseus' journey back to Ithaca is more than an epic adventure. It's a story of resilience, resourcefulness, and the enduring power of love and loyalty. Perseus defeating Medusa is not just a heroic act, but a testament to bravery, intelligence, and the importance of facing fears head-on. And then there's Egyptian mythology, a deep dive into life, death, and the afterlife. Ra battling chaos every night so the sun can rise? That's dedication. Imagine a nightly war where the stakes are literally the survival of the world. Without Ra's triumph, no light, no life. It's a powerful reminder of resilience, fighting chaos day in and day out, even when the battle feels endless. And then we have Anubis, the god of mummification and the afterlife. His job? To weigh the hearts of the deceased against the feather of Maat, the symbol of truth and justice. Fail that test, and your heart is devoured by Ammit, the soul-eating beast. No paradise, no second chances. It's a powerful metaphor for living a balanced, honest life. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic accountability system. What's fascinating is how these myths reflect the Egyptians' views on morality, order, and the universe. Life wasn't just about surviving. It was about preparing for something greater, something eternal. Every action mattered, every choice weighed, quite literally. These stories weren't just legends, they were the blueprint for a meaningful existence. The enduring legacy of myth. Here's the thing. Myths aren't just old stories. They're alive and kicking in today's art, music, and movies. Think Percy Jackson, The Lord of the Rings, or even Star Wars. These stories didn't just borrow mythological names or ideas. They inherited the heart of myth itself. Universal themes of bravery, love, and the fight against impossible odds. Take The Lord of the Rings. It's not just an epic fantasy, it's deeply rooted in mythological archetypes. Frodo's journey mirrors the hero's quest, complete with trials, allies, and moments of profound doubt. His companions, from Samwise's unwavering loyalty to Aragorn's leadership, represent the collective effort required to achieve greatness, a recurring theme in myths worldwide. The ring itself? It's not merely a tool of power, but a profound symbol of temptation, corruption, and the heavy burden of responsibility, much like mythical artifacts of old that heroes had to wield or resist at great personal cost. Frodo's ultimate decision to carry the burden, even as it nearly consumes him, encapsulates the moral struggles inherent in mythological tales, making his story both timeless and deeply human. And what about Star Wars? It's essentially a modern myth, following Joseph Campbell's hero's journey to the letter. Luke Skywalker's transformation from a farm boy to a Jedi Knight isn't just a space adventure. It's a timeless exploration of self-discovery, mentorship, and confronting inner darkness. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda embody the archetype of the wise mentor, guiding Luke through his trials, much like Chiron or Athena did for Greek heroes. The Force, with its light and dark sides, represents the duality of human nature, our constant struggle to balance our better instincts with our darker impulses. Darth Vader, Luke's ultimate antagonist and father, is the embodiment of the shadow archetype. His journey from light to dark and back again reflects the potential for redemption, even in the face of overwhelming darkness. And the Rebel Alliance's battle against the Empire isn't just a fight between good and evil, it's a metaphor for the resilience of hope, the strength of unity, and the courage to stand against oppression. Add lightsabers and the Force, and you've got a saga that resonates with audiences across generations, proving that myths, whether set in ancient Greece or a galaxy far, far away, speak to the same universal truths. Even psychology borrows from myths. Heard of Carl Jung's archetypes? Yep, inspired by mythology. The wise mentor, the hero, the shadow, all straight from ancient stories. Think of Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings or Dumbledore in Harry Potter, the quintessential wise mentors who guide heroes through their darkest moments. The hero archetype? That's Luke Skywalker, Katniss Everdeen, or even Frodo. They're ordinary individuals thrust into extraordinary circumstances, proving that courage often comes from the unlikeliest places. And the shadow? That's the dark side within us, the parts of our personality we'd rather not confront. Characters like Darth Vader or Gollum embody this archetype, forcing us to reckon with the consequences of unchecked ambition, greed, or fear. Jung believed these archetypes weren't just story devices. They were embedded in our collective unconscious, shaping the way we understand ourselves and our world. So next time you see a blockbuster movie or read a gripping novel, remember, those characters, those journeys, they're tapping into something ancient, something universal. They're modern echoes of the myths that have been with us since the dawn of storytelling. Connecting the past to the present. So why do myths still matter? Because they're timeless. They connect us to the past, to each other, and even to ourselves. They remind us of our shared humanity, our dreams, and our struggles. Whether it's Hercules facing his labors or you tackling Monday mornings, myths offer lessons and inspiration that transcend time. But it goes deeper than that. Myths aren't just about the grandiose tales of gods and heroes. They're about us. They mirror our fears, fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of loss. And yet they also reflect our greatest aspirations. Think of Icarus soaring too close to the sun, a cautionary tale about ambition and hubris, yes, but also a testament to humanity's yearning to push boundaries and achieve the impossible. And here's the fascinating part. Myths evolve with us. As our societies change, so do the stories we tell. Modern myths, like those in superhero movies, carry the same DNA as the ancient ones. They deal with power, responsibility, and what it means to be human. Every time we watch a hero rise or fall, we're reminded that these stories aren't just from the past. They're living, breathing reflections of who we are and who we want to be. So, next time you hear a thunderstorm or see the sunrise, remember, you're witnessing a story that's been told for thousands of years. Each thunderclap echoes Zeus's power, and every sunrise whispers Ra's victory over chaos. These are the threads of myth woven into our daily lives, reminding us of the timeless dance between light and dark, order and chaos. Thanks for joining me on this mythological adventure. Whether it's Hercules battling beasts or Prometheus defying the gods, these tales remind us of what it means to strive, to dream, and to overcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment with your favorite myth. Let's keep the stories alive together.